California,
the Windy City.
Hollywood land is what they call it, I believe.
Yep, the gateway to the West.
The city of opportunity.
City that never sleeps. The oldest city in the world. If you can believe it.
So this nice bellhop sings you a love song, and in his mind, he's going to close that door, and he's probably going to hear a bra fly across the room, you like kicking your boxers off, out the balcony.
Right.
In actuality, he closes the door. You go, so you want one button on the garage door opener?
What do you think those Ryobis are going for these days? Remember Susan Boyle, everyone's favorite frumpy singer from England?
Boy, do you think that's on her Twitter bio? Everyone's favorite frumpy singer from England.
Susan Boyle. R.I.P.
Boy, digging back into the archives there. Yeah, I've mentioned it before, Steve, and obviously you're aware, but for people who are newer, that intro I put together every week, I try to pull usually 3, occasionally 4 sound clips from most of the time the week's prior
previous
show.
Episode.
But sometimes the timing just doesn't line up with what I have pulled. It's whatever.
Sometimes we're not funny enough.
Right, and last week was a short episode, so I had a couple from there. The third one didn't work, and it would have left a weird whatever. So I'll go into my archive, which
the unused archive,
hundreds deep. Like I have hundreds of audio clips, and I still want to play this game one day, Steve, where I read you the name of one of the things I've saved, because I'll have them saved based on, because I like to keep it somewhat even. One where you get the big pop, whatever, back and forth. So I'll have it saved, Kyle this, Steve that, whatever. And I just want to read you the titles and
see if I can guess who said it or what the context is.
Yeah, and guess like what was this about? Because some of them, they make no sense. No. Like that one was titled Kyle Bellhop Love Song or something like that. And I remember now hearing it. Now I remember is obviously when you were on your honeymoon and it is said instead of consummating your marriage in Jamaica. Well, because 2 months later you decided.
Well, we got to the room. We got to the resort, Sandals, Jamaica, by the way, all inclusive resort on the northern coast of Jamaica. Yeah, so we got to our room. We got to the resort. You check in, and then a bellhop takes you to your room with all of your. Actually, no, they didn't have the luggage. They dropped off the luggage later, but brought us to our room, showed us like, oh, here's how you do this. Here's the complimentary bar.
Was it like, here's how you use the toilet?
Yeah.
And he just you push the handle down.
In Sandals, Jamaica, man, you push the handle down to flush.
And then he he really takes the romance out of it. He's like, push down for number 1, lift up for number 2.
So he showed us to our room, and then he started singing to us. Like, he serenaded us.
Oh, my God, that's right.
He serenaded us with a love song, and it was lovely, but Annette and I were just standing there, awkwardly standing next to each other, like, and I think at one point I just, like, put my arm around her and, like, started swaying. I'm like, what do I do here? I don't know. This is not this is not a scenario I'm in or ever thought I'd be in with a singing bellhop. And then you then said moments later, after the bellhop left, instead of consummating the marriage, I then proceeded to order garage door openers.
Yes, almost instantaneously. Because if nothing kicks up the garage door opening romance, like a love song from a bellhop while he stares at you in your hotel, you tip extra for that?
I still maintain that we went to Jamaica for the good deal on garage door openers. Just so happened we had just gotten married too. So
yeah, you had, the Amazon.ja had a better deal on the Ryobis
than
garage door
.com.
openers. Yeah, so you had to travel, get your IP address changed so you could get those hot deals.
I remember how excited I was because it was a great deal on those things. And then I saw them in the store. I was at one of the big box stores within the last week. They are half what I paid for them.
Oh, boy. So the the garage door opener market is akin
It's
to
crashing.
to the cell phone market then, where it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I mean, you can get the version 9 for, 8 cents a year.
Yeah.
But the newer model is 0.25 inches larger, and it's $38 a week.
Oh, God. I was so mad. I saw that, and I'm like, and that's the exact model I have. It's half what I paid for it. Plus, it comes with all of the accessories now.
Oh,
you
good.
want the tire inflator that plugs into it. You want the sensors so you know where to stop driving in your garage so you don't run through the wall.
Oh, man.
Which, by the way, who needs that? Does anyone need that?
Well,
Oh. Well. Yeah. But we digress.
of course we
Yeah.
digress.
So if you're looking for a good deal on the same garage door opener as I have, you let me know. I'll point you in the right direction.
Whoa, you can get me a Ryobi.
I can.
Now, Steve, you've been in my garage. You helped me replace my garage door spring.
Yep.
That must have been a year ago, probably.
Probably, yeah. That was one of our least prepared endeavors ever.
Yep. It was like 4 trips to 3 different stores, and we forgot the spring.
We
and
stood in your garage and said, "Yep, spring's broken. Let's go buy a spring."
Yeah.
Went to the store. Yeah, surprisingly, there's not just one spot on a shelf for the one universal garage door spring.
The only thing that would have made our visit less efficient would be if we walked there.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't have
Remember
time for this car. We got to get cooking, man. Let's walk.
Remember we got there and we're like, "Yeah, we need one garage door spring." I was like, "Oh, well, was it green, red, blue, yellow?" Mm-hmm. So we go home. Oh, it's green. Back to the store. Yeah, it's a green spring. Oh, is it a 15x weight?
Yeah.
Or a 25x weight?
Yeah. Well, do they look like really different? Like, do you have... No? Okay.
In hindsight, why didn't... Because there was only like three options to choose from. Why didn't we just
And then
buy all
return the
three
other
of them?
two.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would have been the wise way to do it.
Yeah.
Instead, we went back to my house again, went to a different hardware store.
Yeah. Because I think at that point we were embarrassed to go back again.
Oh, there's no question. That same guy's going to see us walking down the aisle.
Yeah.
Judge.
Yeah.
Willy-nilly.
I partially blame him, though. He should have given us the list of questions.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like when you're going for a fitting. You say, oh, what size got to go into it? A 3/4 inch. Okay. Go back, measure it. Well, what size is it going into? Okay. Go back. Is it a elbow or is it a straight? Yeah, okay. Back.
Yep.
You know.
That 45 or a 90?
Now,
Maybe
granted.
a 62.5.
Somebody could argue that maybe that's on us.
Yeah, well.
I'd like to blame the hardware store employee.
Yep. Exactly. I mean, it's their job to make sure that I'm not stupid. And they failed at that job.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They're supposed to make me feel like I know what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. And that was not successful.
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. But anyway, a lot to get to today. A lot of very important things that we need to get to.
Well, yeah, I believe I stepped all over your intro. We got babbling about sandals in Jamaica.
Oh, boy, it's Sunday, January 6th, 2019. The year of our Lord. Hey, 1 for 1 at getting that right.
How many people are going to be writing that on their checks?
Oh, boy. Today's the first day of the next 6 months of me writing 2018. Am I right?
Oh, man, I can't believe it.
If you have that posted as a Facebook or Twitter message, just stop.
Just delete it.
Just don't do it.
Move on. That's not a joke you need to be making now or ever.
No. Yeah, that's like a comedian doing like, take my wife, please. Oh, whoa. Like everybody says it. Don't need it.
Well, it's been a big week already, Steve, for the Steve and Kyle podcast. The internet has been rife with debate this last week. Since we brought forth R-I-F-E, rife, like really heavy with it, like it's very prevalent.
Ripe? Boy. I think rife is a word. I just don't know if you're using it right.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Because I've heard the expression like rife with speculation.
Okay.
Like, does that mean like full? Let's see.
Look, again, I'm not jumping on either side.
There it is.
Switzerland, right here. Switzerland?
Sweden?
Oh, boy.
Good God.
You know, not going to commit to either. Could be France.
Yeah. Boy, you're really Sweden in this.
Who is neutral?
Oh, boy. So rife, especially of something undesirable or harmful, of common occurrence or widespread.
You nailed it. You nailed it.
So the internet has been rife with debate, Steve.
Okay.
Since we brought forth the age-old question 1 week ago.
Switzerland, by the way.
It is Switzerland, not Sweden, so you nailed it. So we're 2 for 2.
But we digress.
Of course. Yeah, good luck fact-checking that, Zach. Big jerk. Tell us we're wrong.
Did we ever get to his fact-checking, Zach?
I don't know if we did. We can digress
listener.
quickly and talk about last week's that he posted.
Oh, he's doing it on a weekly basis?
Oh, yeah. He's done one for the last 4 episodes. I retweet them every week.
Oh, man.
Be sure to check out our Twitter feed.
I need to look at our Twitter every now and then.
Yeah. Should open that thing every few days. Well, so he did fact check us last week. In the very first few minutes, Steve mentioned that Jewish people might celebrate a different New Year. Kyle confirmed that, and in a power move, named it correctly as Rosh Hashanah.
Look at that.
ETA doesn't stand for edited ad or estimated time of arrival. It actually stands for eat taco. Okay, Zach, I don't need your stand-up bits. If you want to go ahead and leave those out of there, I'll stop retweeting these if you want to keep that nonsense.
So you're just blindly retweeting?
Yeah. Steve mentions the Zoom enhanced memes when I was complaining when I started. If this goes to tell you anything, I started the complaining about Law and Order before the 23-minute mark. I never got to my issues with Law and Order in 46 minutes.
Okay.
Steve mentions the Zoom enhanced memes, a popular practice in many crime TV shows, mostly heavily connected with CSI rather than Law and Order.
Man.
An incredible amount of misnomers in describing San Francisco. I can't even begin to get into it. So we've already...
the city that never sleeps. And the oldest city in the world.
As you heard, the oldest city in the world. So that's right. It took 40 minutes, but we even made our fact checker quit.
Sorry, buddy.
In The Rock, it isn't mentioned that Sean Connery's character is a modern-day Robin Hood, but he may be an older 007. And then she posts a link to a fan theory. It is widely believed that Jenny got AIDS. I don't know if she deserved to die of AIDS, though, Kyle. Apparently that's something I said. Did I say that?
Yeah, that's unconfirmed, I guess. You can read the script, but it doesn't specifically say that she deserved it.
Like the last few scenes when Jenny's, croaking, they don't have you've seen the script, so it's Jenny in all bold, block capital letters, parentheses, deserves this.
Yeah, I know.
End parentheses, and then Forrest, I'm dying. I think I got the AIDS. It's not that?
No.
Okay, again, been a while since I've seen the movie, so I'm just fact-checking.
No, yeah, I'm pretty familiar with the movie.
And then he also, you were asking when we were watching the scene from The Rock, what machine is it that has spinning gears, blades, and shoots fire? And he said the answer is an awesome machine.
Okay.
Because
there we go. Got to the bottom of that.
Another week, I think we nailed it.
Yeah.
I was busy. I did blindly retweet that because of my joy over me nailing Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah, that was a good poll.
The proper Jewish holiday celebration, which, as we digress even further into this rabbit hole, I believe we have a couple of offers to be our Show Jewish correspondent. Yeah, we have I have a Twitter DM from one Brian Krause.
Okay.
I'm a Jew listening and would be happy to try and shed any light on questions you have. I'm not an expert, but I know the basic ideas.
Okay.
FYI, Steve, Passover is around Easter because the Last Supper was a Passover Seder.
Oh, okay. Hey, look at that.
So now we need to call him and ask him what a Seder is.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that around Passover time.
Boy, a lot of calls we're going to have to get to. We got Stan the Movie Man coming up, which I got a beef with him now.
Oh, no.
Now I'm arguing with Stan the Movie Man.
Weren't you already arguing
with him? Well,
it's
gotten deeper this past week because it turns out he has not seen A Star Is Born.
But Stan, you're like the modern day Siskel or Ebert, whichever one has the whole face.
Oh God!
you need to get out there and see the biggest movie of the year.
Again, it needs to be stated. He had jaw cancer.
Look, is what I said factually accurate?
That's true. You know what? I apologize. You're correct.
Thank you.
Zach
will confirm that.
You are correct. Quote. Half a face. So yeah, Stan the Movie Man I see, and so I got mad on him on Twitter from our account because I didn't even have time to switch over to mine after he had said he was going to see Escape Room, which is some garbage horror movie in January, And I said, maybe stop seeing crappy horror movies and go see one of the best movies of the year in A Star is Born.
Yeah.
And his claim is he doesn't need to because he's seen the 1978 Chris Christopherson, Barbra Streisand version.
Ah.
So I'm done with seeing the movie. Now we need a new show movie expert.
Yeah. Sorry, Stan. You're out.
My God.
Kyle said so.
So back one layer
Yeah,
as
what are we back to?
Because we digress.
Of course.
But yeah, well, first of all, Steve, let's get to the poll results because, as I mentioned, the internet's been abuzz this past week in the Steve and Kyle podcast world.
We've been rife
with speculation and debate.
Yeah.
Widespread is what I hear via the dictionary. We had talked about my issues with seeing somebody use the abbreviation ETA online. So the poll was, what does the abbreviation ETA stand for? Estimated time of arrival or edited to add. And in a 99% to 1...
99. Oh, that's a first.
Trouncing.
Okay.
Trouncing. Obviously, it's estimated time of arrival.
All right. It is, hear ye, hear ye.
Yep.
That's official.
It has been declared.
Somebody had said that in the nerd message board chat room groups, ETA is accepted as edited to add. But we're looking real world here, not nerd fantasy camp. So maybe around the D&D table, you can get away with that.
Oh my God, Steve just laying in body blows. Very unexpected to all of you, as Steve said it. Internet chat room losers with no
losers.
family or loved ones.
I did not say
that
losers.
was off mic?
That was you.
That was off mic?
I believe that was
that
you.
Was right
that just
before
said
we cracked the mic, Steve just ripping into these people. My God. So, yeah, that was just an abomination. So I decided, well, we can't have that, Steve, obviously be our only poll question of the week. So the other debate we had last week was, while scholars have been having this discussion for years, we just decided to bring it to our universe. So we were able to have a polite discussion and discourse about who is a worse person. Jenny from Forrest Gump.
Oh, it's going to hurt, isn't it?
Or Sean Connery's John Mason from The Rock.
Wait, who is a worse person?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I think I might be happy with this then.
Now, let me pull up Facebook because, as we know...
You want me to pull up Twitter while you pull up Facebook?
I've got the Twitter one up already.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. I got both of them, Steve.
Good.
So, let's see. We are at with just about 200 votes.
All right.
200 votes.
Solid showing.
By a final tally of 89% to 11%.
89% to 11%.
Jenny from Forrest Gump is the worst person.
What? What did she do? She wasn't in prison.
What is that?
She didn't escape from Alcatraz.
What is that, like 7-1?
God.
What?
You people are animals. Absolute animals.
So
she was
everybody,
a good lady. She made a few mistakes. She had a rough childhood.
Okay,
all right,
here we go.
She had her dad who was always loving and touching her. Yeah, you know what that means.
Yeah.
So she was a bit. She had a rough life. Yeah. She got it together though.
Did she? She was a literal prostitute.
She got it.
Who didn't tell the man who fathered, supposedly fathered her child.
Yes, she definitely got it together because when Forrest finally meets up with her after he's sitting on the bench telling the story of his life to random people getting on and off a bus, he meets her at the diner that she works at.
Yeah.
She's got a regular job now. She's got her stuff together.
So she's done whoring around.
She is. She had a crazy youth.
At that point,
I'm not disputing that Jenny had some questionable acts in her younger years.
Even in her older years. Again.
No, she was in her 20s.
Again, we're being led to believe that this mentally handicapped adult male impregnated a former prostitute on his first try.
Look, he was a little pent up. I mean, come on. Let's face it. Forrest wasn't exactly a ladies' man. He didn't have a ton of experience.
Sure. So that's what we're being led to. That's all I'm saying. We're being led to believe that he fathered this child, and in an act of, as Steve is now putting it, quote, getting her stuff together, She just didn't tell him for 4 years until she was dying of presumably AIDS.
She did not want to seem like she was coming to him because she needed help.
So she did on her deathbed when she obviously needed the most help.
At that point, yeah, she's got to do something with her kid. Like her kid needs a guardian.
Hey, listen, I don't even know why I'm disagreeing with you 11% because, sorry, 89%, because right now the internet and the world apparently agrees with me. Mr. John Mason from The Rock, wrongfully imprisoned, mind you, by FBI Director James Womack, tore up his pardon that he was supposed to get for helping the situation on Alcatraz Island, wrongfully imprisoned for what they thought was being a spy.
Well, he was.
And stealing what they thought was being a spy.
What happens at the end of the movie, he hands over his government secrets to Nicolas Cage.
Speculation is rife.
Well, no.
What John Mason
that's
actually
evidence.
was.
That's complete evidence because he gave Nicolas Cage, Stanley Goodspeed, he gave him the evidence that he did have.
Sure.
No, he did.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
No, he gave it to him. He gives him that little microfilm or microfiche, whatever it is.
All I have to say is, I mean, if you're going to compare the two on a base level...
Zach, start fact-checking, man.
One of them died of AIDS. One of them didn't.
Oh, so you're going to plant your flag in the... People that die of AIDS are worse people than people who do not die of AIDS?
I'm going to plant my flag.
Is that something that...
Listen, British spy...
Right here, right now, you have to make that clear. Because this is a big moment. This is a moment for you to do the right thing.
That is not what I'm going to come out with. When you phrase it, when you take it out of context Steve.
Boy, yeah, it's weird when that happens.
I mean, that's
never happened here before.
So let's see. I'm just trying to get some final details on Mason's. He's a British SAS captain, Steve, obviously. Stole a stole. That's an aggressive word that they didn't need to use on Wikipedia. Stole a microfilm. Containing details of the United States' most closely guarded secrets, refusing to give it up because he knew he would be killed if he did.
Stole. It's a bit of a word right there.
Again, I feel like that's an aggressive word that Wikipedia is using.
We can go back and read the transcripts from the trial if you'd like.
Well, we don't need to. You know why? Because 89% of the audience, Steve, agrees with me that philandering, emotionally abusive, and using Jenny, Robin Wright from Forrest Gump, is a worse person than somebody...
Robin Wright?
That was the actress, yeah. I believe the former wife of Sean Penn.
Robin Wright is from House of Cards.
Yeah.
Really?
Robin Wright Penn, yeah.
She played Jenny?
Yeah. Adult Jenny.
Huh.
Yeah.
Never knew that.
Trust me, I was doing my research this week.
It seems like
I was reading fan theories on who was the father of Jenny's baby, because obviously there's heavy implications in the film that it's Forrest's child based on, when they're watching television next to each other. I would argue the numbers disagree.
Well, that is Robin Wright, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look at that.
I would argue the numbers disagree. He would, let's just be a fair estimate. He was probably a 1 out of 75 chance. That time frame.
Do not disgrace her memory like that.
She was a prostitute. How am I disgracing anything?
Come on.
She was a drug using prostitute.
God rest her soul.
Steve, I would like you to argue with anything I'm about to say. Jenny from Forrest Gump was a drug using prostitute.
She was in her early years.
It feels like you keep wanting to qualify it. So the poll results are in, Steve, and sad. I can't. I don't think. Not only have I rarely had a.
Boy, I'm over 2, right?
Yeah, I've rarely had a 1-win week, let alone a 2-win week. Well, I didn't win anything on the first one review. We both agreed, edited to ad, as you put it.
Yeah, that's
internet
true. That's
losers
true. Yeah,
with no loved ones who could ever enjoy their presence.
I won that one.
Yeah,
I won that one. Yeah, I mean, ETA, obviously, it is used in other circles, like we said, the basement dwelling, D&D losers.
Sorry about that, Betsy. Can't believe Steve called you that.
But the most commonly accepted use of ETA, definitely estimated time of arrival.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So just an absolute runaway this week on the polls, Steve.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, as we move away from that for a moment, there's something I noticed when I was here last week that I wanted to bring up to you on the podcast. We take the same route down here every week, walk down the stairs, hang a hairpin turn, walk right into the studio. But last week I noticed a little something, and it got me a little excited.
Oh,
and I think it may be. Maybe you want to make an announcement for the listening audience.
I would.
There was just a ton.
A bunch of stuff.
Like you were cleaning a room out.
Normally, at the bottom of those steps, there's a little shelf. Maybe a couple little things scattered around. It's the basement. We don't keep it super clean.
Sure.
But I decided last week, we got back from Florida. Wasn't feeling that well, but I was getting kind of stir crazy. Wanted to do something. I didn't just want to lay around on the couch. So I was like, all right, even though I'm sick, still want to put this. I got a little bit of energy. I want to put it to good use. Started cleaning out a room in the basement. Organizing stuff.
Making sure it's ready. Like it just clear out so you can. Yeah.
Getting rid of stuff that has been laying around since we moved in.
Get ready.
Stuff the previous owner left. I told you I found an ice maker.
Yeah, boy.
Like one that, like your ice maker in your fridge breaks, so let's order a new one. Found it, still sealed in a box.
This project is already in the black for you.
Yeah, if anyone needs an Electrolux ice maker, I'm your guy. I looked it up. That thing goes for $44 online.
Whoa.
I'll give it to you for $42.
Whoa.
$42 out the door. Well, plus shipping. So $42 in the door, probably $52 out the door.
Okay. So how much cheaper is that than the retail?
Yeah, well, look.
This feels like the Jeep all over again.
So I did. Got it all cleaned out.
Oh, man.
And I can officially announce right here, right now, on this very podcast.
You got music ready?
Oh, yeah, I do. Here, let me give you
for when the... Okay, that's right there.
Okay. Are you ready for this?
Oh, I'm so ready. Been waiting for this. Oh, boy.
I, Steve, from the Steve and Kyle podcast, can finally announce, as of today, construction... Hold on. Okay, let's try it again. I'm going to have to speed that up a bit.
Yeah, you can nail that timing, though. You just got to know,
Okay. Today, Sunday, January 6th, 2019, I, Steve, from the Steve and Kyle podcast, can finally announce that construction on my basement workshop is complete. Huh? Workshop. We got a workbench down there, and right, so I can tinker, do some woodworking. Got a cabinet in the corner that has all the little nuts and bolts in it. What were you? Oh, I know what you were thinking. Oh boy, I feel bad.
Well, folks, if you're looking for a positive spin on this, Steve's kind of running out of rooms to clean and or refinish, change.
It's going to get there eventually.
We are, listen, we're all in this together. Well, all of us except for Steve. As we venture towards what appears to be, well, what's the opposite of inevitable?
Evitable?
I guess evitable end of no APS 4.0.
No, nonsense.
Nonsense, you tell me.
I'm just prepping, getting things ready, because I need that room.
Oh, sure.
In order to be able to work on the APS.
Yeah.
Now we have like our on-site. It's like when the construction crew shows up to start the big job.
Obviously,
they don't just start swinging hammers. No, they got to set up some sawhorses, maybe a little trailer where the foreman can sit and drink coffee.
Right.
And it's got his blueprints out on the table.
Huh.
Like, no, Johnson, that beam goes over there.
Wow,
Now
so you're the foreman now.
I'm the foreman. We have our base of See, I'm even including you in it. We have our base of operations. So now, the real discussion about when this project might happen can possibly begin. That's commitment right there.
Actuality is on its way. Listen, you heard it here first, folks. We are at the point where we can now discuss a general time frame.
Possibly discuss
a general time frame for a nondescript future where we may or may not start on APS 4.0.
I don't like the commitment of the word start.
Okay. Investigate.
There you go. Yeah. Like
construction.
Like detectives.
Of your own house.
Steve, home detective.
That's right. Where'd this extra ice maker come from? Steve, home detective's on the case.
On the street.
Stay tuned for next week, where he tries to figure out which dog left a dump in the hallway. Ching, ching. Steve, home detective. So that's right, folks. It is on the way. So I guess that leads me to my next question. It's been a little while since we've discussed this, Steve. As we've been made, well, kind of we've made light of, but it is kind of true. You always have an iron in the fire, it seems. Mm-hmm. You spent your summer, and with fall and winter, working on and selling a Jeep.
Well, I spent a very, very short amount of time working.
Right, that's why I included the and selling.
Yeah. Let's just say we've spent the better part of 5 months trying to sell a Jeep with a slight amount of work at one point.
Sure.
I don't even remember the work at this point.
Just think of the rewards when you do sell it.
That was the easy part.
Just think of the rewards.
Yeah.
So you spent, you've had that, a substantial investment in that for the last 6 months. Mm-hmm. 7 months now. My goodness.
Yeah, I think it was June.
Going well. And I brought it up, I want to say 4 or 5 weeks ago. You had mentioned your new ambition, which is to build what can only be described as a pole barn in your backyard.
Yeah, I feel weird calling it a pole barn because I think pole barn, you think like massive, like horses.
Oh, sure.
Like this, big red, 50 feet tall and 100 feet long. Yeah, I'm thinking like
a large shed.
Yeah.
Like very
16
large.
by 20.
Okay.
20 by 20 maybe.
So you could store the next Jeep in it?
Yeah. Or this current one when it inevitably does not sell. I
keep thinking just at some point you're just going to buy Chris's half and have 2 Jeeps.
It's just like, this is my Monday through Thursday Jeep, and this is my Friday through Sunday Jeep.
Everybody knows you need a weekender in the Jeep Club, and if you don't, you just don't understand it.
Well, I mean, it's what us Jeepers would call. We got our daily, and then we got our modified one for the weekend.
Sure. You got your Sandhill Racer.
Yeah. Vroom vroom. Yeah, vroom vroom up the Sandhill.
You got your day-to-day, your highway driver. Mm-hmm. So I need to ask, because I think at this point, now that you've done whatever in that other room,
workshop.
Sorry.
I'll give you a tour of it once we're done recording here.
Yeah,
you can go in there. Well, I mean, you have to be familiar with it because that's where the big decisions are going to get made.
About blueprints and
about the chance of possibly beginning to talk about the possible opportunity of building
of an APS 4.0. Yeah. Okay, so that's where the magic's happening. So that's like
I actually have some ideas already that I want to run by you.
Okay,
because we've debated about what the walls should be like. I think I got a plan that I think you're going to like.
So that's our version of where JFK was like negotiating the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yeah, probably just like it.
Pretty comparable.
So
we got to get our team, our best staffers here. And now that's obviously before he walked in front of Lee Harvey Oswald, as we all know.
Right.
on accident. That's our base of operations.
Yeah.
Where we're going to have our big brain. So we got our team of A-listers. We got Chris.
Yep.
We got our friend Wendy.
Mm-hmm.
Her boyfriend Chris.
Yep.
Who's been talking countertops, been talking tables, been talking construction for longer than we have.
I've been thinking outside of the box too on APS 4.0.
Oh,
on totally different.
Do we got Bob? Do we got Bob involved?
Bob will be here. Bob
Okay.
will help out. Yeah, I'll fly him in for a weekend and
Fly him in for a weekend, get 1/3 of the estimated work done.
make him work, and then stick him on a flight and send him home with no food or anything.
Yep. So here's a couch, no blankets. Deal with it.
Yeah. No, make him sleep in the basement.
Expect you up at set. I think we get all hands on deck. So that's me, you. We got Chris, who can do a lot of electrical work as well. We get Bob here, and we hope we can avoid Bob time. I think one weekend APS 4.0 is done.
It could be. I bet with 6 people working Friday afternoon, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, we'd be pretty close, I think.
Because it's not, it's really not that much. But again, we digress.
Couple walls, some insulation, some kind of
some table,
drywall or paneling or
electrical
something
being run.
Yeah,
plumbing. Gonna get our own bathroom.
Yeah, well, of course, because it wouldn't be a man cave without a urinal in the corner.
Yeah, a stand-up shower. Okay, so for those marathon sessions that we have. But we digress. So that'll be the situation room that you're going to show me right after we're done.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it. Maybe we'll take a little video tour, show everybody what you've done.
Call it the Sitch Room.
Will we?
I don't know. Seems like a good way to shorten the situation.
All right. Yeah, I mean, so did the guy in the Jersey Shore.
Yeah, he's
going to jail.
Starting his prison sentence next week, I read.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Who would have thought those guys not
I know.
Not all going to be upstanding citizens.
Yeah, I saw that let's see, Jay Wow. She her and her husband are
they're splitting.
Having some trouble, and the police were called there to their Toms River, New Jersey home just recently. Ronnie, he's got some baby mama drama going on. Apparently he lives in Las Vegas now.
He can't stop fighting.
Seems like a bad place for a guy like him to live. It just seems like there are too many triggers around. Like,
sure.
Maybe just go to Nebraska or something.
Yeah, but those, I mean, none of these people, though, look like they were great decision makers in any of their youth or adult age.
Disagree. I think that Vinny seems like he is a smart guy.
Is he a DJ now?
No, that's Pauly D.
Pauly D. Oh, my God. I'm sorry, Steve.
Yeah, Vinny was...
What's he doing? He running like a catering company nowadays?
Yeah, probably like a meatball company. He seems like he's... he always seemed very likable. Wasn't the scummiest guy in the world.
Well, no, I mean, because when you're in the same room as the situation...
Yeah, exactly.
Ronnie and Pauly D...
Yeah.
You have a step up on the world.
I would say that the most successful one of them is probably Pauly D.
Yeah, successful
He's got like
DJ.
a DJ residency in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
I think he's doing all right. He always seemed like more of the because I watched that show pretty religiously.
Sure, because it's your hometown,
right?
Your people.
Yeah. All my friends are on there, of course.
All your friends and family you saw show up. Your very own gym teacher was the one who punched Snooki in the nose.
Yep.
That's
Karma. Very true. No, I always got the impression from Pauly that he was trying to be the ladies' man.
Yeah.
But he was a genuinely good guy at heart, I think. He was just more of the class clown type.
Sure.
That was also a good-looking guy, so he had a lot of success with the ladies.
Right.
Because I'm sure he made plenty of bad decisions, but he didn't, avoid paying taxes.
For a long time.
time.
Yeah, that's very true.
Punch people or anything like that.
Yeah, the only one who's really smart, though, that I think, is the one that everybody hated, which was obviously Sammi Sweetheart, Steve. She's the only one who left that show and said, I am not going back. Everybody else couldn't wait. They jumped at whatever this revival of the show is. Sammi said, yeah, I'm good. I probably shouldn't be around Ronnie, the one who's constantly fighting with his current mother of his children.
Yeah. Sammi Giancola Sammy Giancola, an American reality television star who has a net worth of...
Ooh, boy, let me guess this. Let me ask you one prerequisite question. Is it going to surprise me?
It didn't really surprise me.
1.2 million.
$2 million.
$2 million.
$2 million.
So she got her Jersey Shore money. She moved on. She realizes, hey, I got either $2 million in the bank or whatever, worth $2 million. Why go back to that cesspool of humanity when I could just throw this into, some mutual funds?
Okay, what about JWoww? Net worth.
Well, she was much more popular. I don't know how that factors in. But I have a feeling post Jersey Shore probably was more successful than Sammy. Let me say $3 million.
$3 million.
Oh,
nailed it,
boy!
All right, let's just go right down the line.
Boy, the only reason she was popular was because of her fake breasts, right? Like she was. I mean,
think so.
Like that's why she was the one everybody was like, "Whoa, look at her."
All right, spoiler alert here. I'm going to tell you, Pauly D. He's the richest cast member of Jersey Shore, so I'll give you that. What is his net worth?
4.5.
$20 million.
$20 million.
That guy's worth $20 million.
This self-labeled Guido from the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Who's
actually, I believe he's really from Rhode Island.
Oh, really?
I'm fairly confident that he is from Rhode Island.
Is worth $20 million.
Yeah.
Based on what, DJing, right?
DJing,
I mean, it's not like he has a line of headphones or anything. He just
I'm sure he does
sets around the world.
Yeah. $20 million. Who else? Who else you want to know about?
Well, you got to know the situation, and should we, on that net worth you're going to read me, do we take out the back taxes he has to pay?
Yeah, let's see. Now, this is from April 18th, 2018, so dated a bit, but looks like that's the most recent one I can find, too. Oh, actually, no. What is Mike Sorrentino net worth after tax evasion?
Hey, that's exactly what we're looking for.
This is from October of 2018.
Okay.
Oh, boy. Mike Sorrentino's net worth went from...
$5 million?
$10 million.
Whoa.
To...
$300,000.
100,000.
What?
300,000.
What?
Yeah, he went from 10 million to 300,000 after evading taxes.
He had to pay $9.7 million.
Yeah.
And he's still going to prison.
Yeah, he's going to prison for 8 months.
Wow.
Boy.
What do you know of those people, Steve? You've got, your Pauly D, or your Mike, but you've got your Sammy, who's got $2 million, not involved anymore in the madness. Whose level do you take today if you could choose?
Pauly.
You take the 20, but you're a DJ and you're known as this. Oh man,
$20 million. He's got a solid gig, and everybody likes him.
Yeah, boy, I guess you're right. Running around.
Although Sammy's got,
I almost say
Sammy's
$2 million in the bank.
She's got a nice nest egg.
Yeah,
$2 million. I mean, that'll buy you like a 2-bedroom condo in Jersey.
I think you got $2 million. You're
and
you're out of that, and you're out of that life, like that lifestyle, right? Yeah, I have her Instagram up right now. Looks like she does. I don't think this is part of her work, but like a ton of people do. She's recommending some 30-day detox tea blend thing, but other than that, I just see a lot of pictures with her and her boyfriend. It looks like I don't see anything employment related. But if I had $2 million in the bank, I'm probably not working either.
Let's see. According to her Instagram, she has an online boutique called Sweetheart Styles. Can also be seen advertising fitness products from the Strength Spot, a business her boyfriend Christian Biscardi also seems to be connected to. She frequently posts with pictures with Biscardi and is not exactly surprised she's ready to leave the mayhem of the Jersey Shore house in the past.
Yeah, can't blame her. Can't blame her at all.
All right.
Pauly D, $20 million. That's the most surprising of anything, right? $20 million.
No, that didn't really surprise me because he got that residency in LA.
Oh, he has a residency?
He has or not in LA, in Vegas. I know he did. He did for a while.
So people are paying a good amount of money every night, 5 nights a week.
Well, he's not. Who knows? I don't know how often it is. It may be 3 nights a week. It could be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or whatever. But yeah, you can go. I mean, that's got to be so easy.
Well, it's easy for him.
He probably shows up. He DJs for 4 or 5 hours. But I mean, I'm sure it's the same. Like, he's doing the same thing Thursday night that he's doing Friday night that he's doing Saturday night. Like, oh, there's a new hot track from Post Malone. Let me work that in here. And I'll do that for the next couple weeks. And now there's this new song, and got to work that in there.
But he's realistic. He's pressing play, and then he's flailing his arms around. People are paying a good amount of money in Las Vegas.
I don't know.
4 nights a week?
I don't know enough about DJing to know if he's actually DJing or not. I'm sure that it's more than just pressing play, but how much more? I don't know. Man.
A residency in Las Vegas.
I'd still take it because he's.
Oh, sure, that's a good life.
He's probably living in a beautiful penthouse.
Oh yeah, 75th floor of, the Bellagio or whatever it is.
Takes the elevator to work every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
That's his life. Well, that's impressive.
That's it.
Well,
time to work on my blowout and head to Vegas.
Well, that concludes our deep dive.
How did we
into the Jersey Shore?
We do that?
Boy, I'm trying to backtrack to what we were talking about.
Talking about renovating the basement.
Yeah. Oh, we were talking. I know the last thing we were talking about was obviously our situation room.
Oh, Sitch.
Yep. Sitch, the guy from the Jersey Shore.
That's all it took, huh? That's all it took for a 15-minute tangent.
That's a bit much.
But hey, some things need to be investigated.
And also, we digress.
Yeah.
So now that the Situation Room is prepared for the big discussions for the possible construction of a room that may or may not be a studio in the future, I need to ask you about the one project that's been burning for you for a couple of months now. We're talking about your pole barn / large shed.
Yeah.
So I know it's only January. We're
hoping to get it off the ground by our plan was start early, so we called some places in early December to try.
Yeah, you're getting quotes
to get a quote because we want to get on someone's schedule for
spring.
Like
ground thaws.
Yep.
They're digging out a basement that you can build your bunker in.
No basement.
You gonna build a bunker?
Every time I see those videos every now and then of those underground bunkers.
Yeah.
And I think I don't think that the world's going to end and I'm going to need to hide in it or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I just thought that would be cool for a studio. Underground studio.
Well, I mean, the acoustics are going to be beautiful.
Yeah. That's solid earth on every side.
I don't know what we're going to do about heating and or cooling.
Oh, we'll just get a fan or something. A fan with a bucket of ice in front of it.
How's a cement box underground do when it's 98 out in July? You think that'll be cool?
I bet it will be.
I bet it would be too.
Yeah.
All right, so we're
we could go down there and die. I mean, I guess I don't really know.
Hey, it's all for the podcast, so you've got to make some sacrifices.
Could be one, could be the other.
So you've asked for quotes. But now you got to think about building a bunker, as you talked about.
It's true. I didn't factor in the cost for the bunker that's underneath the garage.
Well, you should always be prepared if you're ever going to build one. Now's the time, obviously, if you're going to be building the shed anyway. So where are you now? I mean, you got those quotes. I don't believe I ever followed up. Were they what you hoped or expected?
Yeah. I believe it was almost exactly a month ago that we had. Had a very nice man named Josh came out and told him exactly what we wanted. Talked to him for a little while, and he said, "Yep, I've done many of these before." Seemed like just a good, upstanding contractor. I asked him what's the core of your business, and he said he does a lot of remodels, bathroom remodels, kitchen remodels, just projects that are too big for a homeowner to tackle themselves. He does everything, soup to nuts. And you seem like your brow is furrowed a bit.
Well, did you ask him? Now, we had this theory, and I feel like it's pertinent to bring it up again. Did you ask him how much to build just one half
Oh, and then we would just copy
and
the
then
other
we
half?
would copy it.
No, I didn't. I think we may have talked about that after.
The quote.
Yeah, that's something. Hey, look, open line of communication. I can ask him anything at any time.
Okay, good. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
but
that's a valid question. It's one that I hadn't thought of.
You go left side, right? You don't go bottom, top. You don't go like, hey.
No, I think I have him do the side that, because I think the plan was he does the side that faces the house that we see.
Oh yeah,
and then you and I do the side that the neighbors look at.
Yeah.
So if it looks a little wonky, yeah. Well, sorry neighbors.
Yeah, enjoy it.
So, like I said, that was about a month ago. He came out and said he was going to write up an estimate, get it back over to me.
December? Well, we're all in suspense, Steve. Was the quote close, or where were you at?
I'll let you know once he gets back to us.
Ah, yes. The Steve curse strikes yet again. Now, how many times has this happened? This obviously happened when you had a man coming out to give you a quote on Windows at your old house.
Windows?
I believe it was Windows. He just didn't show.
Well, no, it was the roof.
The roof, okay.
There was the roof. There was the tree company.
Uh-huh.
Well, like 4 of them that just didn't. I actually had appointments set and they didn't show up. The HVAC people, the heating and air conditioning people, were the worst. They came out to install a new furnace and an air conditioner, and they did like 97% of the job in like 3 hours. And I'm like, these guys are the best. But then they had to run one vent to the upstairs, and it took them a month to come back and do it. And they were calling me saying, hey, so we got this, everything's installed, and so are you going to pay us? And I was like, nope, not going to pay you until you're done the job you were contracted for.
Wow, what a follow-up.
I remember that was one of the few times that I screamed at someone on the phone.
You went Jersey Steve on someone.
I did. I went Jersey Steve because I remember exactly where I was. I was walking out of work in the afternoon. I saw that they were calling. Because at this point, I was waiting. I was just waiting it out. I was like, all right, well, whatever. I got most of my stuff installed. It's working for the most part. So Screw it. I'm not going to call them until they call me. And it was like 3 weeks later, they're like, yeah, so we sent you that bill. I was like, yeah, no, I got it. Okay, can you just give us a heads up when you're going to go ahead and put that check in the mail? And I just lost it. Lost my mind. The job isn't completed yet. F this, F that. Oh, I felt really bad because obviously the person I'm talking to,
they're a collector, then the accounts department.
It's not the person that's out there doing the work. Screamed at him. Yeah, so that was window. I know what you're talking about. The windows at Annette's house.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy didn't show up. Eventually did show up, and he did the work. Oh, I was so mad. Because that was one of those where Annette made the appointment. She's like, all right, can you make sure you're at the house at 1 o'clock? Because he's going to come over. I'm like, yeah, no problem. I'm there every day. But that day I had to rush home, had to make sure I was
there for the appointment. Yeah.
So I'm there. The guy never shows up. At 9 o'clock that night, he sends me an email saying, oh, I'm so sorry. I just realized that I didn't get over there. I'm like, yeah, I've realized it too. And he said, can we reschedule an appointment? And I just replied to him. I said, no, thanks. We've made other arrangements, even though we hadn't. And then Annette was really upset because she wanted that guy to do the work because she had seen other houses in the neighborhood.
Liked it.
That had gotten work done by that company. So then we had to tuck our tail between our legs and call him back. And he came out. Ended up doing a very nice job. What else was there?
Well, that's already quite a catalog.
Yeah, so I've had not a lot of luck.
Have you?
And again, I always preface this by saying my expectations for calling people out to the house are so low that if they simply return my call and say, yeah, let's set up an appointment, I'm already like,
ahead of the game.
This is the best company in the world.
Right.
So it's not like I'm saying, yeah, you're going to be out here. You're going to be here at 2 o'clock. It's going to be the cheapest estimate ever, and I'm gonna pay you, and you're gonna do the job. No, my expectations super low.
Which that's the way you like to do business. Have you looked? I mean, have you looked inward? You think is it a tone issue? Is it
I don't think so.
Is it a face issue?
Could be. Look, if it's a face issue, then, I mean, unfortunately, there are things like I can change my tone, I can change the way I talk, but my face, like, unless I wear a mask, I don't think so. I'm always.
I mean, have you thought about maybe putting on a mask?
Changing my face.
Maybe putting on a mask?
Man, I always try to. Maybe I'm just like when people come out, I try to be over the top nice, and maybe it comes off as being condescending. Like, oh yeah, oh boy, yeah, you're a great contractor.
Oh, the double pane window, great idea.
Tell me about the range you put in at old Mary's house. Woo! But no, I always tried to ask a lot of questions because I want to be interested in what I actually am interested in what they have to say.
How they do it and what they're going to do. Yeah,
and the whole process, how they do things, start to finish. Because I enjoy doing this stuff, and I'd do it myself if I could. But I know my limitations. So I want to say to them, like, oh, cool. So, like, what's the timeline like on this thing? Do you do the concrete, or do you have somebody else do the concrete? And what about the electrical? Like, do you sub that out?
Oh, yeah, they probably hate you.
Sub that out, you know?
They hate you so much. He's not even filling out a quote. He's just scribbling.
Just because the weird thing was, and this is, I don't know, I talked to my friend about this, and I talked to Annette about this, and both of them didn't seem to think that it was a big deal. But he came out, and, like, you know, I showed him the area in the backyard that we were thinking of, and I was like, all right, so do you need to, like, measure anything?
Right.
Or, like, you know, to see how much room we had to work with, and then you can kind of work backwards from there, because you can only build so close to the
zoning laws,
the fence, and then there's trees on the other side. So I thought maybe he'd at least pull out a tape measure and be like, okay, yeah, we could probably do a 18-foot building here, or 23 feet this way or something. And he's just like, nah.
He never had any intention of getting you. Have you followed up? No, it's not your responsibility. This man wants your business. Mm-hmm. But have you at all reached out via email, phone call?
2 times.
Voicemail, or what? Just no answer?
No, it was the first method that I had to communicate with this guy was through their Facebook page.
Okay.
Because somebody had recommended, hey, try this company. So I was clicking around on their Facebook page. I was looking at some of the pictures of their other work. I was like, all right, this one looks like a good place. So I sent them a message or they had a thing on their messenger where it says, like, request a quote.
Oh, wow, nice.
So I click that, and you just fill out, like, hey, I'm looking for... You tell them what the project is, and then they say, somebody's going to get back to you within 24 hours. If it's the weekend, give us until Monday. The guy got right back to me on... Actually, I think that night. And he said, yeah, let's set something up. I can come out there next, Tuesday. And then he came out, and he was very helpful. And when he was out here, he gave me his card. He's like, hey, if you have any questions, my email address is on here. Just send me an email, and we'll go from there. Cool. So I had actually lost the card. So I just replied like a couple weeks later. This was 2 or 3 days before Christmas. Popped in my head, and I was like, all right, I'm going to reply now.
Yeah.
Not expecting to get anything back within the next couple days because it's Christmas. So I sent another Facebook message and said, hey, sorry, I lost the card. Just wanted to see if there was any update, if you had a quote.
Doesn't take that long to formulate a quote.
And then, like an hour later, I found the card. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Send him an email too. Apologize. Hey, sorry for the double messages. Just found the card. What do you got? And that was 2 weeks ago.
Huh. Never replied to either.
No, nothing.
So let's say this guy messages you back tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Sends an email with a quote. No, nothing else. No other info, whatever. Would you even use them now anyway? After making you wait more than a month.
I just pulled up. I swear to God.
Uh-huh.
This is something that I just realized because I know the name of the company.
Uh-huh.
So it's like company name @gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
I spelled the name wrong.
So,
like if it was marksconstruction@gmail.com, I typed maraxconstruction@gmail.com.
And it didn't kick back to you.
No, which is weird. But I definitely... Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I guess I'm not sure. I can't be positive.
Man, this is going to be a great
Because
twist of fate.
I think that the name is one thing, but I typed it as another thing.
This is going to be great if it comes back. But even still, that guy has your information that he has not.
He still has not gotten back to me
Right.
with my estimate.
So let's say he emails you back tomorrow, Steve, with that quote. Would you even go with them at this point anyway, now having been left in the lurch for more than a month?
Depends on what the estimate is.
You really, if it saved you a few $100 or $1,000, you'd go with a company that, I mean, at this point, they haven't emailed you in a month. They haven't called you in a month. You'd trust them to get out here and build yourself, you a pole barn, huh?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Here's what we're doing. You and me. Going to the big box store.
Just buying it.
We're going to get a kit.
Okay.
And you and I are going to hammer away on that thing. You can do all the other fancy stuff. You might have to hire out concrete, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Probably electrical too, but we got friends in the biz.
Oh, yeah, we got Chris.
We got Chris and Chris.
Double Chris.
Yeah.
Both electricians. We can have an electrician off.
Yeah, we'll see.
The better.
Yeah, they can fight to the death. Whoever does it wrong gets hit with 220 volts
There's
right to the heart.
Already too many electricians in this world, so we
You guys are expendable.
could lose one for a game of chance, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So are there other companies on the horizon for you? You going to start reaching out elsewhere here?
I was given a name by a friend, Cy Nolan Ryan Young. He's got a guy. It's like, here you go, call this guy. So I'm going to call him tomorrow.
Okay. So we might have an actual quote. Now, because there's still this outside chance that while you're pretty certain this might work out, there's still an outside chance that these quotes are just going to be
$1 billion.
way out of what you assumed,
Very possible.
right?
Very possible. There's a chance that all of this just doesn't happen.
And then it's just totally back burner, just not going to happen.
Totally back burner. We just go to a big box store, buy a shed that, like one of the ones that's sitting out in the parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
Pick one of them.
Say it's already built. I don't even want to.
Yeah.
I don't even want the kit. Throw this thing on a trailer. I'll just drag it down the road.
Yeah. Yeah, trailer. Nah. Stick a few rollerblades under it. We'll get it home.
8 wheels. 8 gel wheels.
I only got to go a couple miles.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man.
I just don't understand your constant poor luck with this. Have you thought about simply having a net handle this and just see if it's any different? Like, oh, hey, it's a woman. I'll go out there. Maybe it's not this.
Like I'm like out in the backyard, just kind of hiding behind a tree. Like, tell them we want an 8x7 door.
Well, there's a few things already. I mean, her face is better.
Her face is much better,
and it's not. You're not going to have these discussions of. Contractor rolling his eyes behind his clipboard as Steve talks about subbing out concrete because Annette's not asking those questions.
No, she could do the whole damsel in distress thing, maybe wear something low cut. And
so now you're going to have your wife put on a little show for Jimmy the contractor,
right? Yeah,
to get you a shed quote. Yeah, which most of the time all that really leads to is Jimmy the contractor thinking he can now take advantage of some woman and give her a quote like 30% higher than what is anticipated.
Well, maybe, but at least we'll get a quote. At least we got a spot to start negotiating from.
Yeah, hey, 30. That's not much higher than I hoped. We can make that work. Yeah, honey, when he comes back, put on the mini skirt.
Wear a nice teddy.
See if we can see if we can get that window above the door that we both really want.
Yeah.
Poor Annette's out there strutting around your backyard in March in lingerie. Asking about decorative windows.
Hey, whatever it takes. We're a team. Sometimes I have to sacrifice for her. Sometimes she has to sacrifice for me.
Sometimes Steve's over at her
hairdressers walking around in boxer briefs or bike shorts.
Yep.
You know, sweating.
Done it 100 times. I'll do it 100 more for my wife.
So all he's asking is just for a little help on the contractor front. Okay.
Yeah,
well, I'm glad we got it ironed out. So we that might be happening this spring, but maybe that gets backburnered.
Yeah.
And the discussion about the possible commencement of APS 4.0 jumps a little bit up the list.
Good. I mean, we got a lot of projects around here.
What else on the list?
We got to put some new windows in.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This is a pretty new house to be getting new windows.
House 30 years old.
It's a 30-year-old home. That's what you're telling me right now on this podcast.
Yes, sir.
Windows 30 years old?
It would appear so.
Oof.
Yeah.
Got some breezes.
Just there's a lot of condensation in between panes of windows.
Maybe some mold.
No mold.
Some mold in the walls.
No.
Termites.
I mean, I get maybe. It could be. I don't know. We have an exterminator come out like once a quarter.
For something different every time?
We
or?
had ants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's right. I remember you mentioning that. That's right. Well, I meant to bring this up last week, Steve, and I wanted to make sure you're okay this week because we ran out of time last week. You spent the holidays, lovely Sunshine State.
Yes. Denver.
Orlando, Florida. Sunshine State, and you brought back a city.
Yep. Well, just like California is the oldest city in the world.
Oldest city in the world is what they say. So you're down in the Sunshine State. You visited your father. Mm-hmm. You went to the beach. You guys spent a couple days on the Gulf Coast side of Florida.
Loved it. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. I kept seeing people talking about, like we were watching the news one night when I was just laying around. Said, the unseasonably warm weather continues for another few days.
Was it?
Because originally we had been, like, once we were about a week and a half out, you start looking at the extended 10-day forecast.
Even if it's not right, you're like,
and it was pretty consistently saying that it was going to be in the mid to high 60s the whole time. And I was okay with that. I was, it's cold and crappy here, so I thought, that's anything better than that, I'm good with. So, but then a few days out, we were like, oh, it looks like it's gonna hit like 72 or 73 one day. That'll be pretty nice. So we both packed accordingly, and we brought like beach stuff and shorts and everything.
Go hit the water.
And it ended up it hit 80 every day that we were there.
Wow,
and
really?
We laid on the beach 2 or 3 different days. We were at the beach, and it was great. I actually got a sunburn. I got legit sunburn the one day that we were there.
Came back to this reality.
Yeah.
Got sick. Mm-hmm. Almost instantaneously.
Yeah, no fun. But what can you do? I was sick, then I basically got over it, and now Annette is sick. She's almost over it too. But
yeah, I'm still fighting it, as I'm sure everybody can hear. Some nasal issues. But the reason I bring it up, Steve, is the reason I brought it up before. Because I need to know you're okay. Mm-hmm. Nothing did happen, though. You weren't, like, flagged off a beach or anything?
I was not. The first night we were there, though, at the beach, we just went for a walk on the beach. And beautiful night, sunset and everything. And we're walking on the beach, and I was like, is that what I think it is? We were looking out into the water. I saw something sticking up out of the water and moving around. Oh,
boy, I'm in your head now.
You definitely are. And then, so I watched it for a few minutes because it was really far out there. And as it moved in, it was obvious what it was. It was a guy on a jet ski. But from a distance, it looked like, I don't know, it was like a fin-shaped thing sticking up out of the water. I thought for sure it was a shark.
Yeah. Well, I could see why you'd be concerned.
Thought it was coming for me. I mean, after all of your warnings.
Hey, I'm just trying to keep you abreast of the situation as you constantly dance with this shark devil on your vacation endeavors, as we talked about when you visited somewhere in the Caribbean last year around Christmas.
Oh, that was Sandals, Jamaica.
Sandals, Jamaica? Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever heard what...
All-inclusive resort?
Like a Holiday Inn?
Oh, no. All-inclusive resort, northern coast of Jamaica.
Oh.
All of your food, all of your drinks, everything included. That's what they mean by all-inclusive.
Can't say I've ever heard of that. Now, that includes... Now, so the love song from the Bellhop is pro bono.
All included. Didn't have to pay a dime for it.
Oh, you lucky. That's like an extra gift in itself. So you're down in Florida, Steve, and I'm not kidding you. I see this while you're in Florida.
I think I saw something on Twitter about this. I tried to remain as off of social media as possible.
Oh, yeah, I do have that. Maybe I should just pull that link up, huh? That'd probably be a lot easier than the one I had pulled up. But maybe this is a case, like another instance of something that's happened, because I've expressed my concern for you, as we talked about over the years, because of your constant...
Oh, Happy New Year!
Oh, whoa!
Felt that one brewing.
Oh, my goodness! If that's not a 1 seed, that's right up there.
That one said words. That when you boost that and we play it. Was that me or you?
That was me. Oh, man, the double.
Oh, the daily double.
Holy cow, that's good, because we are trying to get to 48. We're at 37 right now, Steve. So, but no, again, I've been worried about you.
Sure.
Over the years. So when I see this, when you're in Florida, of course, I get a little bit concerned.
Oh, I'm sure that you were just beside yourself.
I was terrified. I almost texted you, but I didn't.
So you were so scared, you were so worried for me that you almost sent me a text.
Yeah. Well, I figured if you had, you'd been eating a net, or someone would shoot me a message just say, "Hey, don't worry about the podcast this week."
Yeah. Yeah. Steve is in the belly of a shark.
And I'd ask, "Well, can I have the equipment?"
Yeah. I'll tell you what. This is a verbal will right here.
Yeah.
If I die, all this is yours.
Whoa!
Even the shelf of snacks.
Well, excluding the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, which you've utilized for your breakfast.
Yeah, we did. We ate it for breakfast this morning. And you can be sure to take the Charleston Chews as well.
Ooh, that's the first thing going. So
they were pretty good, actually.
This is from a couple news sources. A nearly 1,200-pound shark originally spotted by scientists in waters near Canada.
Wait, is this the same one that made it from Australia to Florida in like 2 days?
Has been tracked to the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, boy.
Off local shores on Christmas Eve.
Whoa. What, specifically what shores?
About 100 days later, coast of Fort Myers Beach.
I'm not sure where that is.
100 miles west of Sanibel?
Yeah. That's kind of the area we were in.
Travel log. So this is just a written FU to Zach's fact check when he made fun of my idea.
Well, didn't you say 100 days later?
Yeah. It's not a week.
It's like 3 months. So it took it 3 months to make it.
Suck it, Zach! As the travel log shows, Nova, the great white, now this is obviously being tracked. He has
they stuck a little beacon in it, a little tracking device.
Has his own Twitter account.
Look at that.
Has journeyed more than 2,000 miles down the east coast of Florida. These great white sharks come to the Gulf Coast to feed. Well, obviously,
on people exclusively.
Will stay in the Gulf for a bit, but is likely to move. So, Steve, you were dipping your toes in the water, just laying down on the beach, while a 1,200-pound man-eater named Nova was just waiting for you to dip your toe a little deeper.
Yeah, he was out there with his little fork and knife, a little napkin wrapped around his neck.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Come on, buddy.
I see that beard. See that? I see those flowing locks. Bring that in here. Let me grace my belly with that. Now, does that, though, like, even read that, does that give you any pause? Now, let's say you got down there Christmas Eve. Mm-hmm. Let's say you read this article Christmas Eve night. You're there for however many days. Does that give you pause? You still jumping in and going swimming?
Well, the water was too cold to go swimming.
Okay.
I didn't actually venture into, other than like dipping my toes in.
That cold, huh?
Yeah.
Even with 80-degree air?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, so that wouldn't stop me, though, because sharks aren't going to come in that close. If I'm going out in the water, I'm going out. in waist deep, splashing around a bit, maybe go out a little further, go underwater, swim around a bit, but I'm coming back. I'm not going miles offshore.
Well, that that guy from Shark Week who got half his calf eaten off by a little shark in knee-deep water would disagree with you, Steve.
Well, I guess I'm just not afraid of that.
That Skinny Dipper and Jaws would also disagree with you.
Oh, so we're gonna pull up. We're gonna bring up shark attacks in motion pictures.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, you know who else would disagree with you? It'd be LL Cool J.
That shark also, the shark in Jaws also ate half of a boat. I wouldn't be afraid to go on a boat.
Well, that's your own prerogative, Steve. If somebody catalog this as just another instance of hard-nosed, stubborn Steve just being...
Boy, you're going to have a hell of a FU episode after I get eaten by a shark. Look, promise me one thing. If I die, death by shark, I want you to have a full episode of me talking about how I'm not going to die by a shark.
Yeah, a lot of times people will have, memorial episodes. Like, hey, let's play the time Steve and I did this. Not me. It's going to be half of me talking, because every clip's going to be me telling you, Steve, you're going to die if you keep doing this.
Yeah.
You laughing at me going, wait, so we're going to use shark attacks in movies? And then I'm going to play a news clip of man found dead, eaten by a shark.
Yeah.
Estimated to be about the size of Jaws, and it's going to be like an FU to your grave.
Well, I'm going to have to subscribe to this podcast so I can listen in heaven when I'm dead. I can't wait.
Okay,
I'll be interested. You ever wonder about that? Like, what are the tributes going to be like to you when you're dead?
Yeah, I've had this issue for a while, and because you see it on the news and you'll see it in the paper, but it actually makes more news when people do it accurately. But you'll see, a local man killed in car accident, and then they'll have whoever, like, and it's always the same thing, Steve. It's always, he just brought a smile to everyone's face. Like, well, no, he didn't. Like, that's just a lie. I can guarantee you there's 10 people who are going, yeah, it's not so bad that he got hit by a bus.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not happy, but I'm also not broken up about it.
I'm not going to miss the guy or anything. Right. Like, it's always that. So I've made it very clear that when I die, I want just honesty first when I kick the bucket.
Okay.
I don't want any sugarcoating like, well, all he did was focus on bettering mankind and everyone around. No, I didn't. I gambled. I drank a lot. I lost my hair at a young age. It made me resentful towards the world. Like, let's be honest about things. Now, there's people I'm good to, and there's probably people who would have gripes about the way I've treated them. Sure. Let it all out if you want to.
I feel like the informed page will probably celebrate.
A few celebratory drinks.
Celebrate your passing.
I mean, you'd have to be a real jerk to have a drink in honor of something poor happening to somebody else.
Yeah, I wonder about stuff like that a lot.
Do you care? Do you care?
I kind of do.
Like, so if you have like just a passing interaction,
well, I'm not one of those people who sits there and say like, I don't care about what people say about me. Of course, I care about what people say about me. Well, of course, I want people to like me.
Sure,
like everybody does. And I feel like if you're one of those people that says like, don't care, I don't care what people say about me.
Well, you're lying.
Yeah, I think you're lying. You're definitely lying. Yeah.
With that being said, Steve, we welcome in Ray from Steve's past.
Oh, boy.
Ray, what do you have to say to your long-lost friend, Steve?
No, that would be awkward. I wouldn't want that at all.
So that's one that you don't care about. You don't care that Ray would have resentment towards you even if you passed?
Well, I don't think Ray would have resentment towards me.
You would so let's say if Ray
I feel
passes,
as though Ray would feel guilty for not mending fences.
Oh, okay. So you feel if Ray passes, you'll be that guy who wants to be honest, like, yeah, he wasn't a shiny beacon of light in everybody's life.
Boy, I don't know. That's one that I'll have to think about.
It's going to happen.
Up in the old brain for a little while.
This is going to happen.
I'm going to have to bounce around a bit.
The day's going to come where it's going to be a three-way phone conversation. There's going to be some chintzy theme song, and I'm going to somehow have your iPad or your phone or your computer or whatever, and you and Ray are going to talk this out on this podcast.
and we're going to send it into Dr. Phil, and we're going to be like super famous. That's the real end game.
Is that how it happens?
Yeah, because I'm going to be like the
now here on Dr. Phil, two guys who used to be friends talk out their problems.
But it's going to be so nuanced because I'm going to play the straight man in this whole thing.
Right.
So there's going to be some awkward silences, some tension, and I'm going to all of a sudden from like a few seconds of silence. So it's
Ray.
So Steve, how'd that make you feel? And Ray, what do you have to say to Steve? I'm just gonna. It's gonna be just a super serious thing.
Yeah.
Maybe some tears will be shed. I don't want to set expectations too high. That'll be on the premiere episode of Ray Connections.
Ray Connections.
Yeah, no, I'm just like you though. I think that whenever I see on the news, now obviously it's obviously terrible that whoever lost their life in a car accident or whatever had happened, but when did this become a necessity to have to like sugarcoat everything, right? And that's why I think the obituary is about like, grandma passed, she was a real grumpy old bee.
Yeah, I love those.
Those are fun. Those are funny. Now, granted, I don't think it's as funny for those people. They're obviously angry and still.
Right. Yeah.
Come down and see her corpse at the, Garden Springs funeral home if you want.
The old bag of bones will be laying out for the next 2 days.
Don't send flowers. We're just going to let them die.
Yeah.
We're not interested.
Man. I worry about that stuff. I don't want people to celebrate when I die.
They've got a whole community called Reddit.
Trust me, there are plenty of people that will be happy.
When this podcast, if this podcast just ended,
do you think we have a subreddit?
I hope not. If there is, delete it. But do you think when this podcast, if this ended acrimoniously, like for whatever reason, something happened, you and me raid out, and there's just too much, and the podcast, would there be like an internet celebration on Reddit that you and I are no more?
I don't think so. I don't think they care enough.
I hope not.
I can't imagine that. Well, I was going to say I can't imagine that people that hate us listen, but boy,
your side gig experience would prove otherwise.
Yeah. No, that was the best decision I ever made.
Yep.
Nearly 3 years ago to say
never go there again.
I'm just not gonna experience that anymore.
Wise man. 3 years ago, indeed. Well, before we get to the Fast Five, Steve, do you have an intro to play? Because we have some mail to open.
Oh, hold on.
I know people get really mad when we forget to play this.
I know, and I don't know why this isn't like open every day just by default.
We got to get that on the iPad, don't we?
Yeah, well, that's...
Is it dead?
No, the iPad's fine. But I haven't put anything onto the iPad in probably a year just because it's such a hassle trying to get stuff on there. It's not easy.
Would it be better? Why don't we just use some funds you and I throw in? Why don't we just get a new iPad for us?
All right. Let's do it.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
All right. Then we can play this with ease.
Hey, folks, viewer mail time again. Oh, here's one from Sally, age 14. Dear Pig.
Yeah, seamless edits. I mean, the beat, like if you tap your toes, you never go off beat because it's like how it was written.
It is hard not to tap your toes and just be smiling ear to ear when you hear that, Steve. My goodness.
Hey, folks.
Viewer mail time.
Again, no, not viewers. No one's watching us, but that's all right.
Sally H here. So you took a visit to your studio yesterday. You've been off for a year.
Stopped by the construction site. Yeah. Just wanted to stop in, and I always like to do that before the end of a long vacation. Just kind of make sure that
everything's ready to go.
Computers are still running, so that way it's not a crazy hassle on Monday morning when I get back to work.
Because you're in it for the long haul now. No real vacation time on the side gig until
June, July. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, tomorrow is, just so everybody knows, tomorrow, Monday, January 7th, 2019, January 7th, that is the most depressing day of my calendar year.
Yeah.
I hate it. From the second that my alarm goes off tomorrow morning, till the second I get home from work. It's the worst day of my life. It's answering 1,000 emails that were sent in the last week. It's that depression of knowing that it's the coldest time of year and I'm not getting any significant time off for half of the calendar year. That sucks. And I know everybody deals with it. Everybody does that. But it's just, I don't know, hits me hard. That seasonal affective disorder, that hits me. That hits me really hard every year.
Yeah, they. So what we're saying is, Steve, don't expect a lot of Steve airtime on the side gig.
No,
in the next few days.
No,
then.
man,
Is that
I'll
what
be
you're
busy.
saying?
I'll be busy doing what I got to do.
Being busy, sending emails, and being grumpy.
Being grumpy and being like, "What the hell do you mean you can't?" Blah, blah, blah.
But you go down there, you grab, and we got a few packages.
We did. We had 2 packages from our old buddy Philip.
Oh my God, he still listens.
Philip.
Oh, Philip, if you're listening right now, thank you so much. Whatever this is, I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. Thank you so much. Steve has to cut you a large check. Large has an asterisk next to it.
yeah, Philip, I am going to, actually, by the time you're listening to this podcast,
we can do that right now, actually.
I will be in contact with you so you know the big cut that you are getting from all the merch we've sold since, September, probably?
All
August?
I'm saying is if your children have been looking forward to Disney World, start booking flights.
Yeah. So this is from Philip. It's a cardboard tube.
Oh, I've seen those before.
I already know what it is. On the outside, #garbage gifts written, so I'll let you... I already pulled the cap off the end. You're going to have to give it a good hit to... There you go.
Now these tubes are familiar, Steve, as we've received our Bradley Cooper poster in a tube like this, and we've received our UFO I Want to Believe poster in a tube like this. That'll all be going up in APS 4.0 once the details are ironed out in the Sitch room.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at these. So this is the originals. This is the original artwork, Steve.
Yeah.
Of all of the designs he has done for us. Oh, what a trip down memory lane. We've got Steve standing on his arid lawn wearing his Make Boobs Great Again hat.
Oh, wait, but you have to look at the shirt that I'm wearing.
Oh, sorry, it's trying to... The Federal Boob Inspector t-shirt.
And inexplicably,
your hands facing backwards.
My wrists are backwards.
Oh, God, he draws a great Steve.
I know.
Because when you... that's you when and if you're homeless.
I know.
That's you, man. And you started to do drugs, too.
Yeah, definitely.
Just tremendous work. Oh, my God, the Pirate Pete Realty.
Pete the Pirate. Yep.
Oh, that's just beautiful. So these
now,
are
is that
all
based on you? Is Pete the Pirate based on
Apparently,
you?
yeah. I think we had talked about that because I would be...
Oh, that's right.
I was going to show up and start talking about treasure at the open house to Annette in your home,
right?
In order to get it sold,
to get the bids up.
Had real issues in the history of this podcast selling things. Steve, there's the one of you with the official White House plate glued to your stomach, which was your plan to steal a piece of anything from the White House
White House memorabilia.
We've got the caricature heads of you. Now, all of these designs are available at steveandkyle.com/merch that we posted all of them. Oh, these are absolute... James Brown's legs. Oh, that's beautiful.
So it's just an 8.5 by 11 of James Brown's legs.
Now, there are a few that aren't designs that we either posted or listed. So there's one of you. I don't even remember. Oh, yeah. It's Steve wearing his FBI hat, which is Federal Boob Inspector, wearing a MAGA shirt, but it's Make Ass Great Again. Make ass grass again, because that's what you had said. That.
Your ass is grass and I'm the lawnmower.
Now, I want to keep almost all of these, Steve, but I don't think it'd be bad even if we either gave some of these away or auctioned a few of these off.
That would be funny.
Because these are tremendous. Now, obviously, I would auction them off not for our purposes. I would auction them off for some charity of some sort.
Is that you, or now, is that us as Calvin and Hobbes?
This is one that I need to send to... I need to get a hold of Philip because he was going to colorize this. And we're going to put that design up on the store as well. So we have other ideas as well that we need to... Oh, my God.
Is that Doug?
Funny. These are ones I've never seen before.
I don't think I've ever seen that one. Yeah.
Boy, these are hard to unfurl, but yeah.
I know.
Here, hold this stack. Yeah, there's one that appears to be Doug Funny holding a Steve and Kyle flag, wearing a Free Beer and Hot Wings Show T-shirt.
All right.
That's beautiful. There's Steve, who has to take his shirt off to puke.
Yep.
The original drawing for that. Mr. Plow, which is your alternate ego, or your alternate personality. The Piano Pals original with the Idiot Machine sticker. If you know Steve, you die. As we found out with poor Jack. Oh, the middle finger for kids.
What is that?
That was one that we...
What does it say at the bottom?
I'll get to it when I get to it, lackey. That was something from our podcast. I forget the details. Maybe Nikki can help us out.
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, tattoo of kids on the fingers, middle finger. I'll get to it when I get to it, lackey.
Okay.
Is something.
Ah, boy, it sounds funny. I'm sure that
the double-decker piano that you and I developed. That's beautiful. That is Steve playing hockey in front.
Oh, that's Devil's Backbone.
That's Devil's Backbone. Why is that not on the shop?
That's Devil's Backbone from the
rollerblading
wonderful movie Airborne.
That needs to be on...
Nikki, your instructions are to watch the movie Airborne. With Jack Black today.
That needs to be on the shop. So yeah, we got to get a hold of Philip to get some more designs on the store. All of these are tremendous. Yeah, Steve, you and I will figure something out. We have to, because we can either give some of these away or do some type of contest where
I think it would be really funny.
I
think it would be great to see if we can find like a gross of that size frame, like 11 by 17.
Oh yeah,
and just
hang all of them. That's a good idea
studio.
too.
Hopefully, Philip signed all of those.
Yeah,
but he also sent us.
That's tremendous, Philip. Thank you so much. We will be in touch with you very shortly.
Yeah, boy, you are. I mean, the money we send you may pay for the shipping.
Nope.
Okay. Well, Philip, there's a goal for 2019.
Hey, more designs. It'll happen quicker. So yeah, another box that he had sent. It appears.
Box.
Oh, look at this! It looks like some more of his original artwork. Steve,
little card.
Oh, that's a card. That makes more sense. Dear Steve and Kyle, sorry to be so behind the eight ball with so many things, but I hope you can at least enjoy this belated #garbage gift. Hey, Philip, no apologies are necessary. Your artwork should be paid for, not done for via Twitter message when we give you the description of Steve wearing rollerblades skating down the back of Satan. So, please enjoy this belated #garbage gift of garbage treats in the original garbage art. I hope that you both enjoyed your solstice season and were not eaten by sharks. So Philip is listening. Philip's a busy man.
Yeah. Thank you, Philip.
Again, my apologies for being behind schedule on so many great projects. I feel like a filthy frog drowning in pond scum.
Oh, boy, that's a good description.
But I see 2019 being full of greatness. Yours truly, a garbage artist. Philip, that is far too kind. Like a beautiful piece of his artwork there on the front.
Yeah, follow Philip on Twitter at PhilApart, PhilApart.
Oh, his first one's a CD. I'm guessing he did the... I wonder if he did the artwork for it.
Let's see.
Looks like a band named Sharling. That looks like some Philip art.
It looks like a frog drinking pond scum almost. Oh,
do you think some band reached out to him to do artwork and he just couldn't shake the idea?
He worked in references.
Well, that's tremendous, Philip. That's gorgeous.
That's very cool.
As well as, oh boy, Steve, I think we got a theme going on here.
We got? Oh, little frogs. Haribo frogs.
We got Haribo frogs. Haribo, the gummy company. So we got some Haribo frogs in there, Steve. We've got a couple, or is this 2 boxes like
Choco
taped together of Choco Boy? I don't know what is. Do you know what Choco Boy is?
Let me see. I think I know what Choco Boy is.
I think he found some more garbage candy. I've never heard of that.
Have fun with your friend, Choco Boy.
Nobody's having fun with their friends when they have Choco Boy.
What exactly do you do with Choco Boy?
Well, it looks like you eat it, Steve. It looks like it's a chocolate biscuit.
Is it?
That's my impression.
Okay, well, we're going to have to open this up and eat some right away.
I wonder if you could open that. Oh, I had like a perforation.
Yeah.
I just saw you stick your thumb in what appeared to be the middle and just rip outwards.
Yeah. All right. Oh, it's like they're like little. It looks like a little chocolate mushroom.
Oh, look at that!
It's like a biscuit shaped
stick.
A biscuit shaped mushroom.
Boy.
That's not bad.
Are we garbage candy people now?
We are.
Like,
Here you go.
we spent a year eating Pearson's mint patties that nobody's heard of. And then we did a 180 on Charleston Chews. Now you and I are sitting here eating Choco Boy.
I love them.
Those are delicious.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Those are really good.
What is this?
A legless pirate corkscrew. So you fold it all out.
That. Yeah, he looks like a little pirate.
And when you pull the corkscrew out, it stays. If you look at the image on the back, Steve, it looks like a peg leg pirate once you uncork a bottle of whatever.
That's fantastic.
Oh, Philip, this is tremendous. A snowman peppermint bark from Ghirardelli.
Love peppermint bark.
Some more real garbage candy. Caramel apple cowtails and strawberry cowtails, Steve.
Okay.
Oh, as well as some of your traditional vanilla and chocolate cowtails. Thank you very much.
Just add this to the shelf.
Bubbly champagne flavored jelly beans, Steve.
What? Champagne flavored jelly beans?
A gift for you. It's tea o'clock somewhere, Steve. Some chocolate matcha tea.
Oh boy, I had a cup of tea this morning before
Did you
got here. Yeah.
Oh my God, you're getting older.
I'm on the tea train. Somebody make me a mug that has like, I don't know.
Oh, I'm on the tea train.
Yeah, that has a train driving through with like steam coming out of its little smokestack.
Yeah, and
a little tea bag. The little tea bag tag hanging out of the smokestack.
Just like, what is it, Thomas? Is it Thomas, the train?
Thomas the train.
But it needs to be your face.
Yeah.
It needs to be running the train, but then out of the back.
Philip.
We know you're behind.
Look, this jumps to the front of the line.
No, let's not say that.
It's Steve the train. His little coal car says, "I'm on the T train," kind of written in like the Barnum and Bale or the Barnum's Animal Crackers font. Steam coming out of the smokestack, and then also the label from a tea bag hanging out.
Get on that. It needs to happen because we've got to get that. We got to get it's a tea o'clock somewhere thing up there.
Yeah.
Steve, a big tea fan. This appears to be
like some kind of Japanese candy or something.
Yeah. So there's a sweet red bean jelly. And I don't know what the other one is, but yeah, that's we'll have to try those.
Okay. Well, I can't beat Choco Boy. That's
Look at that. Sure. Those are neat. Thank you, Philip, very much. There's a large box of Oh boy, I'll take these. Stouffer's dark chocolate stars. Steve.
Stouffer's, like the stuffing people.
Kind of looks like it, doesn't it?
Did Philip send us stuffing?
Dark chocolate stars.
Right, open it up.
Oh boy, yeah, I'm having one of these right now. I'm a sucker for dark chocolate, Steve.
I love dark chocolate.
Oh, thank God.
Far superior to milk chocolate.
Right?
I used to be a milk chocolate guy, then Annette was like, "You like milk chocolate? Try dark chocolate." I was never really a big fan of it.
Really?
Completely converted. Completely.
A dark chocolate star.
You ever had a dark
you?
chocolate Kit Kat?
Oh, yeah.
Hard to find, but man, are they good.
A game changer.
That's nice.
Got a real pretzel-y core.
Just a touch of pretzel.
It's the only type of pretzel you can have in a Candy Delight is just a touch.
That's good.
The dark chocolate star. Well, thank you very much, Philip. That's far too kind. We'll add all of it to the snack shelf.
That shelf is going to collapse.
Getting bigger and bigger. More and more stuff. Again, we're at more than 400 peppermint patties, 2 boxes of cereal, what appears to be 18 candy boxes, a bag of Twix.
Let's see, we got Goobers, Milk Duds, M&M's. What's in the green?
Mike and Ike's.
Oh, Mike and Ike's, of course. Charleston Chews, Butterfingers, some Nestle Crunch Bites, Reese's Pieces. It's going to be a long year.
A good year.
Great year.
A great year.
All right, well,
That's
thank
tremendous.
you. Thank you very much, Philip. That concludes Viewer mail time.
Hey, folks, viewer mail time again. Oh, here's one from Sally, age 14. Dear Pig.
Fast 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Boy, busy show.
Very busy.
Got to a lot today. Mm-hmm. By a lot, I mean absolutely nothing of consequence.
No, nothing at all.
Okay, Steve, I'll kick it off with my week-old Fast Five. That's right.
Me too.
5 of them not updated in a week, so some of them may seem really timely. First off, the government shutdown.
Hey, we're doing it. Everything's working out all right.
Yeah.
I noticed that we don't get tax refunds while the government's shut down.
That won't.
So, of course, the running joke on Twitter is, does that mean we don't have to pay taxes either?
Again, what was the joke we mentioned earlier? If you're making that one on Twitter,
it's still right in 2018 on my checkbook.
If you're making either of those jokes, just go ahead and reevaluate things, and then go find an oven and stick your head in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Second, I know you were there. You were watching the college football playoff, Steve.
Boy, man, talk about Kentucky and
the state. You nailed that.
Kentucky University versus Iowa. Heck of a game.
Just the Midwestern drive. They're fighting it out. Next, John Jones.
John Bones Jones?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Did something happen to him?
Oh, for God's sake! Yeah, he just
Dead?
I don't know. I don't think the world could have turned on somebody.
He's the MMA fighter.
Yeah. We'll get to him on the turnaround. Bird Box.
I've heard a lot about it, and I know nothing about it. I know it's a movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I keep seeing like people commenting or are referencing it in tweets and everything, but I know nothing about it.
I think you'd enjoy it. Not bad.
So did you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Two Kyle thumbs up. Two complete jaws.
Oh boy. I mean, the man. First off, the man's dead.
2 statuesque smiles. 2 mouths agape.
And a partridge in a pear tree. And lastly, this is the one I had to look this up because I had forgotten why I put it on the Fast Five a week ago. Miley Cyrus.
Oh, boy. So she did something of significance in the last couple of weeks. I don't think I know. I know nothing about Miley Cyrus.
Married, Steve.
Did she?
Her and the much less famous Hemsworth brother.
Oh, is it like Chad Hemsworth? Liam.
Yeah, finally got hitched. They'd been dating for a long time.
Good for
Finally
them.
got hitched over the holiday season.
How about
Steve.
that? How about that?
What a weird career for her, right? Like from child star to pop star to that weird area where she was like taking weird nude photos with Terry Richardson and
always sticking her tongue out.
And then like riding inflatable vaginas and penises in concert. Like she would very weird. Like maybe that's just her.
I feel like it's very calculated though.
Well, hey, she's obviously gotten millions and millions of fans.
It's working.
And does everything she does turns to gold, it seems like. So yeah, finally hitched. Before that, the movie Bird Box on Netflix starring Sandra Bullock.
Oh, it's a Netflix joint.
Yeah.
I don't have to go to the theater.
Nope. So it's I guess you could describe it as a horror movie, a thriller, kind of. Set the Netflix...
So horror, so there's a bat... things that go bump in the night, and a mask.
All three.
Okay.
All three key components of a horror movie, Steve.
Good.
You set the Netflix streaming record for first week streams of 45 million.
Whoa. Okay.
So,
Bird Box.
Well worth your time. I think I enjoyed it.
All right.
I enjoyed it based on a book. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I enjoyed it based on a book, a horror book that came out a couple of years ago. For that, John Bones Jones, the UFC MMA fighter who has spent more time suspended than he has actually fighting in his career, but is pretty unanimously regarded, Steve, as the best fighter possibly ever. Like, never lost a fight. His only loss is from a disqualification. I believe he kneed somebody when they were on the ground, so it was a disqualification loss. And had his return fight from his most recent suspension.
What's he suspended for?
The most recent one was Tyrannobol, which is either a masking agent for steroids or a steroid.
Okay, so it was some kind of substance.
Yep. Yeah, and the
athletic commission essentially let him off the hook for nobody knows why. Well, a test came back before his most recent fight that showed what is described a picogram of the exact same agent in his body. So Nevada would not license the fight, so they moved an entire pay-per-view card on 6 days' notice to Los Angeles, California, and allowed this man to fight California.
So they just moved the event?
Yep.
And California said, cool?
Yeah, because California doesn't matter. They'll take the money. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so they didn't tell the fighters. They found out via Twitter. So they had to make plans for their entire camps and training to move to California, as well as Nevada has no state tax. California does. Much more money out of everybody's pocket.
Yep.
John Jones made himself no friend of anybody. Told a journalist asked John, why are we here for the third time in 3 years talking about your tests instead of the fight? He said, you suck. Take the microphone away. Be better at journalism. He's like it's crazy. I've never seen the world turn so much. Yeah. He's just like a stubborn child who, without debate, is cheating. Like he's now cheating.
Right.
And they're just the UFC.
So he's not even denying it. He's just saying.
Well, no, they said that it was a remnant from his last positive test, and they said it's the equivalent of a pinch of salt in an ocean or a pool or something like that. Yet there were fighters chiming in on social media saying, well, for 1 picogram in my system, I got suspended for 12 months. And people saying that cycling steroids, which is a big thing, that he just cycled wrong, and that's why it still showed, because it wouldn't still show in his system from September of 2017, whatever.
Okay.
Just really, it's a bad look for the UFC. It's a worse look for John Jones because the UFC moved an entire pay-per-view. And, almost literally moving mountains, Steve.
Yeah.
Just to appease this fighter. Before that, the college football playoff, the semifinals were last week. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, Kentucky University versus Ohio. Iowa. Great game.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, quarterback. Fudgy McDaniel.
So an obese man?
No, very skinny.
Oh,
very skinny.
His parents named him Fudgy.
Yeah. Oh, it's his nickname.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. His real name's Pudgy.
No, Fudgeton. Come on, idiot.
Kentucky University royalty, for God's sake. Real name's Fudgeton. The national championship being played, I don't know, was it Monday night, and they probably kick off at 9:30 p.m.
Now, who's playing in that game?
So the national championship for the third time in 4 years, Steve, is Alabama versus Clemson.
Okay. Who's your money on?
Well, I'm a Clemson fan, so I'll be rooting for them, but smart money says Alabama, considering out of their 22 starters on the field, they probably have 18 NFL players who will be, in the next 2 years.
All right. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide,
That's
roll.
what they say.
That is what all the hillbillies in Alabama say.
Mm-hmm.
And first and foremost, the government shutdown, Steve, it's called that. It's a partial shutdown. Some things are open, some things aren't. Nobody knows what. A lot of things are just open until they run out of money.
Yeah, that's great. That's a good way to run the country, I guess.
Like, it shows no signs of stopping either. So there's furloughed employees that they're just not getting paid. Military members not getting paid right now. Again, like I mentioned, some things are simply opening until they run out of money, and then they're shutting down. Some open air parks are open, but they close. Right. I don't know.
So, if I were to go to a state park today, could I get in?
I think so. So, but I don't know for certain.
Or not a state park. Well, I guess
it would be a federal park, a national park. Yeah,
right.
But like you had mentioned when we talked about it first, I think this is going to become much more of an issue here, and that if it stretches on for another month. With tax refunds. A lot of people who, and a large portion of the people who file really early are those people expecting and planning on and needing a large refund.
Sure. Yeah,
so
I try to file as early as possible every year.
Yeah, I was already filling in information this past week on the website that you do that on. And
yeah, I never get a good refund, at least for the last 3-4 years. I've always kind of, I typically come pretty close to breaking even. I think last year I owed like $200, and then the year before that I think I got like a $300 refund or whatever. So I don't care. I never depend on a tax refund because the way that everything's set up for me, I never really get one.
Right.
So, but I don't like having that looming over my head.
Just have done with it, be done.
As soon as I get all my W2 or W9 or whatever it is, I just like to call my buddy and say, here, do my taxes.
And then I think you'll be seeing a much more politicized issue here once that starts becoming an issue, which will be in about 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah. Great. That's it, right?
Going smooth, man. Nothing's going wrong on that front.
Fast five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, my Fast Five, just like you, leftover from last week.
I love it.
Let's start. First one, Springsteen on Broadway.
Yeah, getting rave reviews. Can't wait to watch it any day now. I'll be tuning in.
I believe you have not watched this yet.
We've been so busy.
I know it's long. I know you have a new baby.
Mm-hmm.
It was, even for somebody like me who has had nothing to do for the last couple of weeks, it still took 3 sittings for me to get through it. 2.5 hours long.
Wow.
Excellent, though. Number 2, Mean Gene Okerlund.
Tragic, man. Like that.
Wasn't that old, right?
70, 75.
Okay.
75, but seemed to be very sharp, had all his wits about him. Yeah, that's awful. I mean, you know what they say about wrestlers, though.
They all die. Yep, every one of them. Third, New Year's resolutions. You make any?
Nope.
Not one.
No.
Have you in the
there's things
past?
I'd like to do. Yeah, in years past, and it's just a matter of time, right? I mean, I'm not going to be the guy, I'm going to start going to the gym. Like, well, okay, 80% of America's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's things I'd like to do in the new year, for me and for whatever that I think about, but it's not like I proclaim them and put them on the fridge.
Next, your Christmas decorations. Are they still up?
They were down by noon on December 26th.
Really?
Hate it.
Every one of them?
Everyone.
Gone.
Well, the outside stuff was down the 28th, but I had all of my house lights and all of my yard decorations down by the 28th. Everything inside down by December 26th.
And finally, same as you, government shutdown.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't affect me now, and it's clearly just an over-politicized issue that I don't think that's going to change.
What I'd like to ask somebody who voted for the current president. A huge part of his campaign was the wall. Mm-hmm. We're going to build the wall. Mexico's going to pay for the wall. And he got elected. So apparently a lot of people liked that sentiment. Look, whether you think we need a wall or we don't need a wall, it doesn't matter at this point.
Right.
But now he wants us to pay for the wall at the cost of billions of dollars.
Yeah. Drop in the bucket, though.
How are you okay with that? I understand politicians break promises. They may say they're going to do one thing, they do another thing. But this was like the thing. Immigration was the thing for him.
Yeah, it was his crutch. And anytime there was a New York Times or Post article about it, and where he admitted, like, in my rallies, if something seems a little bit boring, I yell that, we will build the wall. It gets people into a frenzy. Mm-hmm. So he knew that.
So how are you okay with that? I'm not looking to start some political fight. Mm-hmm. And you can go and call me like leftist libtard or whatever you want to call me. That's fine. That doesn't bother me. But how are you okay with that? Him going back on like the biggest promise that he made was that somebody else was going to pay for the wall.
It's boy, you got to rationalize it somehow, right? And I think the rationale would be like, wow, the wall will pay for itself with all the drug money we'll be confiscating from.
Do we just get to keep that? Is
yeah,
that how that works?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Martial
law, man.
I could write many books about the things I don't know.
Martial law, you get to do what you want.
Yeah, that's weird, though. It's weird that blind political, people are just so blind that they will support their party no matter what. It's okay to say, I did support him, but now I don't, because that's kind of BS what he's doing now.
Yeah,
okay. It's okay to change your mind. I don't feel the same way now about certain things like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Things change, right?
Things change, people change.
Yep.
Exactly. You can be mad at the guy for changing, for going back on his word.
Yep.
It's cool. All right, before that, Christmas decorations, you said yours were all down like within hours of opening presents.
Yeah, I don't know why I am that way. Halloween for me is my most favorite holiday of the year. I adore Halloween.
Tier 4, strong tier 4.
It's a tier 2 to tier 1 holiday, depending on your personality. If you like joy and seeing smiles on children's faces,
Bats.
or like Steve, you could just value more the
Things
planting of a tree.
Look, a ghost. Woo!
You ever seen a ghost? Boy, that's another time. We'll have to
Like a real one?
Have you ever thought like you've seen a ghost? But again, that's another time for
I think I have.
Huh? Well, I can't wait to ask about this down the road. We have to have this conversation.
Yeah, we have to. It's got to be in late October. Somebody set a reminder.
Yep.
We're doing a Ghost Stories episode in late October.
October 1st, remind me to ask Steve about when he saw a ghost.
Good. Hold on. Let me set a reminder of my own. How many days are there in September? 30
October
30.
1st.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. I'm in.
On September 30th of this year, remind me to come up with a ghost story to tell Kyle, because I'm not going to remember.
Boy, I can't wait for my...
I'll remind you.
I can't wait for my authentic shock and horror at your ghost sighting on October 1st.
So it says, come up with a ghost story to tell Kyle, because I'm not going to remember. 9:30:19, 9 a.m. Perfect.
Oh, nailed it. All right.
All right.
So again, I don't know why I am that way, but
them all down.
Even Halloween night, I'll start like all the outside stuff comes inside. Now it might not be fully organized or whatever, but yeah, I like it all down and done with. I hate having it linger.
Yeah, our tree came down probably about a week ago, and the outside decorations came down yesterday. Took about 5 minutes to take them all down.
Yeah, you got some porch lights.
Mm-hmm. Porch lights gone. Everything. There's still
a couple of wreaths or some
still
ribbons.
a wreath. I think still a wreath.
Okay.
Yeah, still a wreath. Before that, Mean Gene Okerlund, the famous WWE. I guess you would call him a manager, right? He wasn't a wrestler.
No, you're right. Mostly known for his announcing and backstage interviews, right? Like that. He was the guy that. Oh, you cutting out a Mean Gene Okerlund who's
got
caught
Hulk
up with
Hogan.
and he'll interview him and ask him about the match or ask him about his rivalry with the Macho Man or whatever. Yeah. So yeah, it's what's funny is that WWE has now conveniently used his passing as a reason they're welcoming back Hulk Hogan Monday night. Steve, that's the news that came out yesterday to kind of memorialize and talk about Mean Gene and his impact. What a way to do it, though, because you're essentially doing it under the guise of, well, you can't be mad. I mean, for crying out loud, his friend passed away. So, we got to have him on TV.
So is Hulk going to be back? Like, are they going to reinstate him and put all of his...
Well, they've already announced that he's like, hey, he's off the bad boys list.
He's on the road to recovery?
Yeah, they had him at the Saudi Arabia show where they took a bunch of blood money to have a show there. They had Hulk Hogan be like the host of that event. I think all signs are pointing to him being back, not regularly, because there's just no room.
Back in character as Hulk Hogan?
Oh, he'll be the Hulk. He'll probably come out as the Hulkster. Do the gimmick where he does the ear thing. But I mean, I can't imagine he'll have a match or be like in a storyline. There's just no room.
Yeah.
There's so many people on that roster that can you imagine? Like, if you're a guy who hasn't been on TV in 2 months and you find out that the Hulkster's got a match against whoever on Monday night, oh great, well I guess I'll see a paycheck next year.
Right.
So yeah, it's just a weird way to do it. But yeah, Mean Gene passing. Part of wrestling history, no question about it. Him, I mean, the greatest backstage interviewer that was with wrestling.
And first on the list, I'm shocked that you haven't watched it yet, Springsteen on Broadway. It's the Springsteen had a 2-year run, year and a half run.
Yeah, he kept extending it, right?
Of Broadway shows or shows on Broadway at like the Walter Kerr Theater, I believe it was, in New York City.
Small.
Where you just go, for a couple hundred seats, and you go and play 15, 20, 25 songs from his catalog. Tell the stories behind them, similar to like VH1 storytellers from back in the day. It was great. 2.5 hours. Excellent. Surprisingly funny in a lot of points. Like he he's great on stage, obviously.
Oh, sure.
The guy's
He's been doing it for most of his life,
50
right?
years. So it's no surprise that he knows how to work a crowd, but not in the way that you would expect.
Sure.
But just like really funny and candid moments and telling great backstories to certain songs or how he was feeling when he wrote certain songs.
Right.
It's a must-watch for any Springsteen fan.
Yeah, it's on the list.
Don't know how you haven't watched it yet.
You know, I've had a lot of obligations, and
Such as?
Well, we watched the Rock last night. Most of it.
Right. Yeah, you still have...
to finish that.
Okay.
Been watching like Jessica Jones season 2. That's on Netflix as well.
Yet you refuse to watch, safe to say, one of your musical idols.
Oh yeah, hey, trust me, it's on the list. You know, like I don't know how much more clear I can make that.
Where on the list?
Like fourth.
Fourth. Okay, in back of what?
It's probably right behind.
Like watching The Rock for a second time.
No, it's high. I have to gauge Katie's interest. I don't know if she'll care as much as me if I turn it on
She
when
probably
she's
won't.
home. So it's hard to like, hey, do you mind if I just sit here and watch this for 150 minutes while you act
Annette
like
watched
you're...
most of it. And
Did she?
Yeah, she. Although she did say, she's like, oh wait, like halfway through, she's like, wait, these stories are all true? I thought he was like making them up as he went along, or a lot of the songs. I was like, no, it's all legit.
Yeah,
as far as I know. I mean,
right? How could we fact check that?
Sure.
So, yeah,
Zach?
no, it's higher on the list. I just, Katie goes back to work this week. I think when I have some PM hours, I'll start that and do it like you did in a few sittings.
Yeah. It took me 3 sittings, 3 separate. It was like
that's long.
Yeah, it was like an hour, and then like a half hour. But it took a while to get through it. But excellent, absolutely excellent. All right, another episode in the books where we got to nothing we were supposed to get to. But that's just kind of how we do it here, Steve and Kyle Podcast. You can download, subscribe, and review the show: iTunes, Apple Podcast app, Google Play, TuneIn, Stitcher, YouTube, Libsyn, SteveandKyle.com, SteveandKyle.com/merch. And I feel like we have more to talk about. I have more things that I'm supposed to be promoting here. Oh, the billboard, still happening.
I sent an email today
to
Joe, the senior account executive, Steve. We're following up on that. Hopefully we'll have an update on that next week.
I feel like we've said that many, many times.
Next week, you shut up.
All right. Next week, you shut up.
It's on the way.
All right. We'll talk to you next week. Hopefully an update on the billboard. See ya.